Well, it started with a speech JD Vance gave that triggered most of the woke left out there that want to rewrite history and pretend like there wasn't a full scale assault on white men over the past 20 years. They're trying to rewrite history like it never happened, only it did happen. And this backfire over this attempted gaslight has been so hilarious that it even got Coca-Cola caught back up in it. It's been a total mess. It started with this comment from JD Vance.
In the United States of America, you don't have to apologize for being white anymore.
So the left came out full scale saying, nobody ever asked white people to apologize for being white. Nobody said that there were, the problem in this country were white men. Nobody said that's all crazy. JD Vance is a crazy lunatic, crazy person. Well, except the internet brought all of the receipts, literally all of them. And this has been hilarious. So literally no one asked you to apologize for being white. Okay, let's see. Lock in the comments. Since a certain hateful, demonic, melanin deficient demographic cannot go a single minute without demonstrating that they lack any semblance of decorum, decency, or humanity. To all of those no-purpose flower showing your concave rear ends in these comments, I wish you eternal turmoil. Coca-Cola asked employees to act less white for diversity training. And we're going to go through those slides as again. This is you portraying white guilt and DEI brainwashing. Trump administration really put the white in White House. This exact person said that. You are literally fighting for a country with only white people in it. Are you genuinely unaware or simply lying? Salvation Army defends guide to telling white people to apologize for racism. How about this article? Huffington Post. White people owe us an apology, but we don't owe them forgiveness. How about this article? The violence of white apologies. Before you apologize to your black acquaintance, pause and reflect on things. Spectator World. I apologize for my white baby. How about these articles? The Oscars are way too white again. White men must be stopped. The very future of mankind depends on it. 17 foods that white people have ruined. 18 things that white people seem not to understand because of white privilege. 35 questions black people have for white people. Befriending Becky on the imperative of intersectional solidarity. Professor says some white people may have to die. I mean, the anti-white slop that, that just is at a fingertips grab on the internet. Black jurors should refuse to convict black people accused of taking the lives of white people. Washington Times. All white people are racist, says this green blob-shaped person, and she says, give me money. Williamson asked white people to offer, quote, prayer of apology from CNN. I mean, there are literally hundreds of articles, hundreds of them. The ADL literally called, quote, it's okay to be white as hate speech. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Community rallies against racism after it's okay to be white banner was displayed. It is okay to be white. Nobody refutes that. Why I wouldn't see 12 Years a Slave with a white person. Why white guys shouldn't be writing native stories. How to plan a wedding as a white person without appropriating. I mean, this was the entire media. Thousands and thousands and thousands of articles written negatively about white people, and in particular white men, was a thing for a very long time. How about let's talk about Coca-Cola literally telling their employees to be less white, dunking on Jared unfathomably. Let's look at some of this. Confronting racism. This is for Coca-Cola employees, by the way. Understanding what it means to be white. Challenging what it means to be racist. To be less white is to be less oppressive. I don't really know how I'm oppressing anybody. Maybe there's a run on chicken McNuggets or something like that. It's very odd. Be less arrogant. Be less certain. So we can't be certain. Be less defensive. Be less ignorant. So to be white is to, by their Coca-Cola's definition, to be ignorant, to be certain, to be oppressive, to be arrogant, to be unhumble, to not listen, to not believe, to not be apathetic, and to break with white solidarity. Every other race, every other skin color, by the way, every other skin color is allowed to, literally Black Lives Matter defrauded stupid liberal white women of hundreds of millions of dollars, and nobody said biddly boo about that. Again, this is Coca-Cola telling their own employees. In the US and other Western nations, white people are socialized to feel that they are inherently superior because they are white. I've never gotten that socialization. Have you? In fact, if you were a white man in particular, growing up in America in the last 20 years, you were socialized to be apologetic and to be inferior. Research shows that by age 3 to 4, children understand that it's better to be white. So Coca-Cola told their employees 3-year-olds are racist. Try to be less white. The backfire on this has been so hilariously, just inject it right into my veins. Decent white people are, I am white and I will not apologize for it. I thought you said no one was apologizing to begin with. Which one is it? The hypocrisy of the left is so amazing. Yes, diversity is about getting rid of white people, and that's a good thing. Written by Emily Goldstein. Who's writing all these books? Seeing white, beyond the whiteness of whiteness, dying of whiteness, from white folks who teach in the hood, white rural rage, white privilege. They're just mad that this grift died. No one has ever asked me to apologize. Here's all these articles asking white people to apologize. Again, I don't think your skin color is anything to be proud of. It's who you are that you should be proud of. Okay. Just because you're white, great, cool. What have you done? Just because you're black, cool. Are you a good person? Just because you're Asian, cool. Are you a good person? Pride in your skin color is cringe. Okay. But if black folks are allowed to have Black Lives Matter, then certainly white people are allowed to have the similar pride in their skin color. Just because you're black or white does not make you inferior. It does not make you superior. Just because you're white. This is well known. I thought a guy named Martin Luther King said that. I've been a white male for 60 years and no one has ever asked me to apologize. What planet do these weirdos live on? Let's take a look at the replies, which they got 40,000 likes before shutting off comments. Hey, Fred, not sure if you're aware of this feature on X where you can type in the word white with your name and see how many times you've used it. And it was just 3 seconds into your account history. I ran a Koof Field Hospital in New York and you were the dumbest F imaginable. Over 1 million Americans died, but your white rear end didn't miss a beat because of, okay, so he's worried about white people, talking negatively about white people. Fun fact, Texas was part of Mexico when white settlers moved there and took over. You mean conquered it? This you, Fred, took 2 weeks to make Joint Chiefs all white men. Disgusting. Who is this for, by the way? Do these white men and white women, are they trying to hook up with black people? Or I'm not sure who this is for. It's performative, but this guy specifically, never forget Nancy Pelosi and all these other dorks kneeling for BLM because a drug addict overdosed. This is, absolutely resign and give your job to Somali or otherwise you're a racist bigot. By the way, who is this person? Fred Wellman, Democratic candidate for Congress. Oh, what a coincidence. Well, why don't you not run for Congress? Why don't you and you work for Midas Touch, a left-wing shill outlet. Again, Coca-Cola staff told online training seminar to be less white. This is the world that we lived in for the last 20 years. Coca-Cola asked its workers to be less white to fight racism. Now, this was a story that broke in the early 2020s, but now Coca-Cola is getting completely re-dragged. It was number 1 or 2 trending on X because all these dorks try to rewrite history. and it failed spectacularly. You see, the seminar entitled Facing Racism, given by that loser Robin DiAngelo, was presented through LinkedIn Education publicly, although not free of charge. The company admitted that, in effect, it invited its workers to take the course, but they clarified that it was not mandatory. Despite its good intentions, Coca-Cola now faces a reputational and image crisis. While the firm viewed the seminar as part of diversity strategy, the approach to training was highly controversial. So this was anti-racism training. To be less white is to be less oppressive. Well, the inverse of that, obviously, is to say to be white means that you were inherently racist. Although the Coca-Cola initiative was applauded by many on social networks, others were upset and having called for a boycott of the brand. Well, look, the idea that whiteness is something that is different than blackness, if whiteness is a thing, then blackness is a thing. Do we want to talk about the things most people associate with being black? Or do we want to go back to the world in which we talk about people's individual actions? Because I thought that's what that Martin Luther King guy was talking about. Judge me not by my skin color, but by the content of my character. I mean, we can go back and we can start judging your groups by the things that you're most closely associated with, if that's what you want. I don't want to do that. I never wanted to do that. I don't have a problem with black people. I have a problem with criminals, and they come in all flavors, okay? I have a problem with pieces of ish, and they come in all flavors. This idea that, oh, he has to be pre-blocked. Well, how are you going to get my vote, Wellman? Well, that's unfortunate. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.